Welcome back to the News at 7. Every 4 years, Indiana Democrats choose who will lead their party at the state level. In a deep red state with 20 years of Republican governors, it's not a stretch to say anyone hoping to be Indiana's next Democratic chair is nothing if not an optimist. Our guest tonight has plenty of experience at the county level. Former Allen County Democratic Chair Derek Camp joins us. Derek, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Derek, I got to start first with, in this state, the state of Indiana, my home state, a state I grew up in, why do Democrats lose so much?
We do win as well. We've gained seats here locally in Fort Wayne. We've also gained ground around the state with picking up mayors in 23 and picking up Kyle Miller here in the State House. But it is a struggle, partially because we've strayed from our roots. We've strayed from talking to the concerns of everyday Hoosiers, making sure we're really addressing what it is. On top of that, it's compounded by things out of our control, such as Republican gerrymandering, that makes some of these districts a little bit harder for us to win and have to exert that much more effort and that much more resources on.
The perception for Democrats in this state, based off what I've seen and all of the voters I've talked to over the years, is that right now the perception of Indiana Democrats is they care about identity politics, they care about racial issues, they care about trans issues, things like that. They don't care about the economy and jobs and the everyday person. What can you do to change that perception?
So one of the things I want to do after being elected state chair is starting with a tour around the state, basically a listening tour, a series of town halls where we can talk with our elected officials who are winning in tough spots, see what is working for them, the messages they're working on, hearing from community members in all the communities around Indiana to make sure that we are getting the info that we need, what issues actually matter. And it is a lot of these pocketbook issues that affect Hoosiers on a daily basis that matter most. But collecting all that feedback, building out a cohesive message that we can just get behind and stay disciplined on.
One area you guys have really struggled in this state over recent years is the rural vote. Democrats have not been doing well with people in rural areas. What can you do to specifically address those people and their needs?
So it starts with our county parties in our rural parts of the state, making sure that they are getting rebuilt and having the tools and resources so that they can go perform their functions on Get Out the Vote programs, making sure they're raising money to support their candidates and making sure that they're working with their community to address the issues and needs of those community members as well. And then that'll build, and it will take several years, but we will get there by investing our time in rebuilding at the local level with those communities in rural Indiana, suburban Indiana, and urban Indiana.
I know you're going for a state level position now, but you have so much experience right here in our area. I got to ask you about a couple things in our area. You were very involved in the election of Sharon Tucker, the mayor, currently in Fort Wayne. How do you assess her performance so far, and what do you think Democrats in Allen County need to do to remain successful?
I think she's done a good job this first year. We are approaching the first year mark. With her State of the City just recently, it shows that we are still a city on the move. We are still growing, we are still developing, and we're making sure that we're getting our resources around the city, especially to the areas that need it most right now, which especially for her is where she comes from in that City Council District 6, making sure that we are truly investing. What it's going to take going forward, though, is continuous work. With Tom Henry as the mayor, having worked on multiple of his campaigns, it is a lot of work. It's making sure that we're getting out into the community, knocking on doors, raising the money, and doing everything we can to reach as many people as possible and address their needs, whether that is roads, trash, whatever it may be.
Tom Henry was a Democrat, and yet he was able to connect with so many Republicans, and so many Republicans liked Tom Henry and supported Tom Henry. What quality was it about the late mayor that connected with Republicans?
I think the late mayor Tom Henry, what really was a big strength for him was the fact that he's a guy that you could get along with. He's a guy you could go hang out with and have that conversation with. And the fact that he had built up a campaign after a while that just was constantly at work. We invested the time and the effort into reaching as many voters as we could every time, every election. And that helped tremendously in bringing on not just Democrats, but Republicans.
You guys had a lot of success at the mayor level in Fort Wayne. Democrats have, but Democrats have not had much success at the state level. A statewide office for a Democrat has not been held since 2018. It's a long time. Why is it you were able to have so much success in Fort Wayne, but not success statewide? And what do you got to do to change that?
I think what we see is the impact of national politics. We are very successful as Democrats in our mayors in our cities. We have gained ground there, and it's because we are addressing voters' needs. We're not getting distracted by that shiny object at the national level, talking about national issues that have nothing to do with their day-to-day lives. Mayors don't have any impact on all of that, but they do have impact on whether your roads are fixed, whether your trash is picked up, and whether your city is safe.
I guess moving forward now, how confident are you feeling? It's not something that the general public can vote on. This is something that a very select number of Democrats in this state, I think it's the state party committee, is it around 30?
About 34.
34 or so Democrats that can choose this. How confident are you feeling about your chances? And I believe you're facing at least 4 other candidates right now. We have to take a quick break. The rest of our conversation with former Allen County Democratic Chair Derek Camp when your news at 7 continues.